Yo, what's the word? It's your boy 16. If you like the content on this channel, I want to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell for post notifications. Also, I got a website at www.16shotonvisuals.com. But that's enough of me talking. Let's get to what y'all came to see. I keep seeing like the term anti-Semitic. What is that? Is that basically like...
That's just a hatred of Jews.
All right, so like one thing that I noticed you had said, it was like some of the things Kanye said was like anti-Semitic. Which I see what people mean, but another thing I noticed that he been saying is basically like, how can he be anti-Semitic if he is a Jew? Like, is that something that you believe, or do people just like denounce that?
Yeah, I mean, the idea that the blacks are the real Jews is just like a really stupid conspiracy theory itself. So I don't really think that there's much of a leg to stand on with that whole thing. But then, I mean, you know, Kanye, it's not like a real argument about if he's being anti-Semitic, because he said it. He said, Adidas can't cancel me for saying anti-Semitic shit. Like, he just said that. And that was actually a crazy moment for me, because I'm like, oh, he realizes that he's being anti-Semitic. Like, he's not kind of like hiding behind like another argument. He's like fully admitting it. And it's like, I mean, his whole grudge against the Jews is just fucking weird. And I feel bad for the normal fucking Jewish people that are probably having to deal with this shit. Some kid in high school's having to, you know, get shit from kids who think it's cool to sort of piggyback on what Kanye is saying, because it's not like every Jewish person is a fucking globalist, elitist banker. Like, all these people seem to be focused on spreading this like stereotype. And to me, it's kind of like old news, because I've been seeing this happen for years. I remember seeing Professor Griff from Public Enemy get canceled for saying some similar things to what Kanye is saying, and Ice Cube got it at a certain point, and Nick Cannon got it at a certain point. It's just like, you're playing with a group of people that are very, very on point about making sure that their culture and that their religion does not get scapegoated for society's ills. And there's a lot of people who like to put the blame on them.
One thing I noticed, it seemed like a lot of communities that might have been like bullied or went through things, it seemed like in a way they got the power. Like, say for like gays, for example, people bullying them, doing what they do with them, and now like when you play with them, they got power. It's in a way they damn could bully you financially, like, you know, and with the Jews, what they went through, and you see how things are. Like, one thing I noticed when he said all that shit, he lost a lot of shit. So clearly, like, some type of power is there.
Right.
But I noticed, like, with African Americans, it's not really like that. And like, what would be your opinion, like, from what you see, like, would be the difference as far as?
I mean, I think when black people actually are offended by something, or really like make a concerted effort to like get somebody out of there, like, we've kind of had this conversation in recent memory, like about fucking Donald Sterling from like some basketball team I don't even know the name of, and he lost, like, he had to sell the team and everything because he got caught on a phone call having a conversation where he's basically telling his girl not to take pictures with black dudes. And there's like a ton of other examples that we could think of situations in which people get canceled for being racist. But I mean, a lot of people try to draw attention to the argument of like, oh, well, nothing happened to Kanye when he said slavery was a choice. I think that is a situation where it's like a lot of black people were offended, but yeah, they didn't really have maybe enough of an organization to really be able to implement change. Because it's like, you could have a lot of angry black people on Twitter, but is Adidas going to drop him? I mean, I don't know. But I think there's a line he didn't cross with that slavery is a choice thing, where it's such a stupid thing to say, and it's so offensive, but it's just like weird and kind of hard to make sense of. You know, you just like think about it and you're like, how the fuck could it be a choice? But it's kind of different than saying like, I'm going to go DEFCON 3 on the Jews, which I think a lot of people took that a lot more literally. And it's also like, how could Kanye, a black man, get canceled for anti-black statements? You know, like, that probably just wasn't going to happen, you know?